I've been getting a lot of like cold DMs, and all of them are wrong.
So
Only one is right, but I have them all saved because I think we could go through that
that's
if
a
you want.
segment.
No, we should make that a segment. We could however you want to incorporate that, because I have at least like, and it's not like it's gonna stop. But I have at least like what I sent you, maybe 8 total. I sent you like 6.
Yeah, no, and I'm thinking about doing that next week just because
Yeah.
I want to take a lot of time for that because that is, first of all, hi guys. Sorry, we got people on live. We got camera that works now, and we got sound.
Yeah.
The summer's cold, this winter is colder.
This is
episode 4 again.
So this is, let me take a look again. So we have episode 1 that is edited, that is dropping tomorrow. And then we have episode 2, which we lost, which was with Luke. And then we have
Luke. Sorry, Luke.
Episode 3, which was us, and I recorded on my phone, but that file was too big to get from my phone to my laptop. And the audio file was too big to get from my computer to my phone. So it was like, okay, that one's lost. And then we have episode 4 that was with Keith.
Do we have that?
Which was lost.
Oh man, that was such a good conversation.
So before today, we have 3 episodes that have sound. So no, today is episode 4. We're back at episode 4, bro. It's been this is gonna just keep consistent with our theme, which is to just do it.
Do shit. Just do shit. We are proof. I'm gonna close this door. We are proof of concept.
It was giving me anxiety. But yeah, like so many people have been DMing us, like, or DMing me, like, how did you guys do that? Like, how are you? Literally the first week, I mean, we came in here, the lady had to give us an extra like 2 or 3 hours because we couldn't figure out how to start. And then when we started, we still ended up losing it. So how to do stuff, you have to, it's not about figuring stuff out before you do it. Otherwise you would never do it because you have to do things to figure stuff out.
It's fail as quickly as possible. Hold on, I got to adjust this one more time.
Oh yeah, for sure. It did. No, I do sound lower. So I did feel like that sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I can go live from both pages. You want to do that?
Can you?
No, I don't need to. I can go live from like my personal, just so that I have more people on there.
Oh, from me. Oh, 2 phones.
You feel me?
You feel me?
But man, I mean, before we kind of jump into today, like I didn't honestly do as much planning as today. As I told you, I didn't have the best night.
Yeah.
So for you, man, what kind of you been working on since last? I mean, dude, like, oh shit. I mean, this is ADHD brain. What have you been working on?
I'm gonna say this every kind of same shit, slow motion. I'm starting to get more motion, even more motion. Just wash, rinse, repeat. Same shit that is that episode, the last one we talked about, is that gonna be up?
So the last episode that we had, so that last one is gonna be the episode before this.
Okay, yeah. So same shit, building the studio. I'm getting little shit together, and then my daughter started school, so I got to adjust for that. I got to wake up now instead of like 10. I have to wake up at 6, and now I have to be up for maybe 20 hours. You know what I mean? So it's a little rough, but things are moving. The shit. I'm looking forward to all the shit that you showed me with all of the things that you're doing, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. But yeah, just recording motherfuckers. My mixes, you go through spurts with shit. You know this from being an artist. My mixes lately, all of them have been hitting. Zero problem. Like, don't even have to hit a button. Listen, you go through eras. I had an era at Bankrose, no cap, bro, 6 months where every mix was in my head garbage, right? And it's like, fuck, like always something just happens, right? Or like something unlocks or something like relocks or something, and it's just one day everything is garbage again. But now I'm in this nice mode where all of, like, I recorded a song with what is his technical, Kai Hall. I don't know if that's his actual rap name. Anyway, he's super dope. Samo. But anyway, I didn't even have to I just made it loud and it sounded great off rip. And I was like, fuck yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's good.
Made it loud and that did the trick.
Yeah. So
dope. I mean, I'm excited to like just collaborate and like just kind of intertwine with the things that we are working on. I wanted to let some people get in, let a few of the videographers that I kind of put hip about stuff to get in before we kind of went into stuff. But Off rip, I mean, we had a big announcement. You know, I wanted everybody to join by 11:30, but then we were podcasting and trying to figure shit out for like an hour, like we always do, and here we are. But big announcement. So, I mean, if you are, I mean, this is exciting. So, as you guys know, my intro to entrepreneurship came from photography, and the beginning, I was just shooting on auto, like I said, making at least $200 to $500 a week in high school, shooting on auto, going doing parties. Not getting any pussy, by the way. Everybody thought that I was just swimming in it. And I wanted to say right here, that is not what was going on. Like I had all these girls, I had millions and millions of numbers, but I didn't have game yet. I hadn't gotten to sales yet. So I didn't know what the hell, how do you do this shit? I'm being nice. That doesn't work.
No.
So it's like you have to, you know, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I just want to say that. But I mean, no, because everyone, when they look at me from high school, they just think, oh, that was the dude with the camera, was getting all the pussy. It's like, no, that
was the dude with the camera who you thought was getting all the pussy.
Who was rapping. You guys didn't give a fuck. You guys just wanted the shoots. Whatever. I'm sorry. I'm in a weird mood. But yeah, so
vengeance, pure vengeance,
dude. But it's like, yeah. So I got my intro came from photography, and I kind of, once I learned about scalability, which I talk about in a lot of my trainings, a lot of things that I go over with clients. Once I found out about the idea of scalability, I'm like, oh, I have to be at every shoot to make money. I can't, because I always wanted to make money in my sleep. This wasn't something that came from one of those guys who are screaming on stage at you, telling you need to make money in your sleep. This was just me having ADHD. And I'm like, wouldn't it be nice to make money in your sleep? I've always wanted that since I was a kid. And I just started to understand that I couldn't get that out of photography, like as much as I wanted to. Plus I'm socially awkward, and if I was to shoot someone, so I can coach someone who's socially awkward. That's super easy because I feel like an expert in that field, you know, whatever, especially if it's in sales. Shades.
I am tired. I'm sorry. I'm putting these on because I'm tired, and like these are gonna help me.
Yeah, then it won't look like I'm boring.
No, it's not that. No. It's not that you're boring. It's that I woke up at like 6.
No, I know you're like,
and I was up recording till 2:30.
So we're like, no, you should be more sleepier than me. Yeah, I think I fell asleep around.
Yeah, and I got to record. I got to record until 3 a.m. today. Anyway, so I'm just doing that because I'm you know.
Yeah, I feel it.
You know what I'm saying? This just feels better right now. It's like a blanket.
It's like we both have glasses now on.
Yeah.
So
Are these reflective? I just bought these.
They are.
Okay, good. You can't see my eyes. You can't see. Not at all. You can't see that my eyes are closed. Okay.
Not your eyes are closed. No. But no, man. Like after that, you know, once I started realizing, like, oh, like, you know, I hit a plateau because I'm like, I'm trying to increase the amount of other things I'm doing, but it seems like for this to scale, I would need to decrease my other things and just focus on photography, which is not a passion. Music was the passion. So I'm like, I took a step back around, so I started photography 2016. The 2 weeks after I started the class, I went and bought the camera. I started with the Nikon. Went and bought a Canon from a friend who had it, and then that was my start to Canons, which was amazing. And I shot on that Canon Rebel T5 for like 2 years. 2019, I got a T7.
I think that's the exact camera I have.
The T5?
I think so.
Yeah, it's a very good camera to start with. It's very easy to work with.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started with that T5. I went to the T7, and it got stolen in 2020, and that's when I stopped photography for like. Not stopped, it's just I didn't get a new camera until 2021, and I really didn't use it for like vlogging or anything at the beginning because I was making good money, so it was no need to do photography. But I decided to stop doing things only when I need money and doing things to build long-term wealth. So I decided to bring back something that I'm very good at and something I have a really good eye for. And it started off as Preme visuals. If you know me even longer, it was No Hype Photography, because that's back when my name was No Hype J.
No Hype J.
Oh my God, it sucks saying that out loud. But yeah, that was back when it was No Hype Photography. That was the first thing. And then, was that the first thing? Yeah. And then it turned into Preme Visuals once I changed my name to Jay's Preme. And now we're at Preme Media because it's not just visuals anymore. We're going to have music videos. We're going to have press and news coverage. We can get you in Forbes, Billboard, or whatever you want to.
Press on that, because that's a bit, listen, everyone shoots videos, but no one's putting you in fucking press.
Like, we're going to do so many things. We could literally bring you here, bring you on the podcast, have one of our press journalists, like as we're interviewing you, they're writing that down. Your interview that we do here will be in whatever you want it to be, you know, not whatever you want it to be, whatever your niche that you're in, you know, but whatever it makes sense, right? We can interview you, put that out, and then do a video shoot. Whatever you need, dude. It's gonna be amazing.
We got you.
But the big announcement, the whole thing there is we are actually hiring, like actually, not like some bullshit. Like I'm actually hiring because I need you guys, and I'm gonna actually make this post like right now because I would just like saving it in my drafts. But we're hiring. This is gonna be our Metro Detroit production team. We're gonna have teams all over the U.S. by the end of next year. But we're gonna start with Metro Detroit, kind of branch off. We're gonna start with videographers, photographers, and video editors. So I would prefer people in the Metro Detroit area because I would love to be able to meet up. If not, we could definitely meet up via Zoom. But Metro Detroit is going to be our first hires for sure for Preme Media. There will be for the videographers and photographers, there will be an hourly rate, plus commissions and bonuses and things like that. You will also, and this is what I'm most excited about, honestly, is each member of our team will have a customized hoodie, customized company hoodie with our logo on it, designed by, I always suck at saying his actual, his brand name, but Nick is his name. It's 3THRYL. So if you can try that. Ethereal?
That's probably right.
Maybe I just needed to try. Ethereal. He will be designing your company hoodie. If you don't want a hoodie, we'll talk to him and see what we can make you. But also, there's going to be so many perks. Obviously, we help producers, we help videographers, photographers grow their client base. That's kind of what we specialize in. And if you're on the team and if you're around us, it's no way we're not going to help you. And you're going to naturally learn how to grow your team because all the strategies that we teach, we're implementing. So the people who do get hired, we're probably hiring around 3 or 4 for this first round. It's going to be pretty damn cool. I'll just say that. But there's some ways to stand out. So you guys know, and we will be having open interviews on Saturday. Now to get the address, you'll just need to apply. But how to stand out, just so you guys are aware, having reliable transportation, please. So like, I need you to be able to drive to your own shoots.
Yeah, you need to get there, man. If for videography and photography, like we're not picking you up.
And that's my thing. Is I say reliable transportation. So if you have a buddy who can reliably drive you to every shoot, I don't care as long as I don't know about it. All right. So if you have a way to get to every shoot, and not to say you're never late, but just never missing a shoot, because I'm late to shit sometimes. But as long as you don't miss a shoot, fine. I don't even need to know about your car situation, but just make sure it's reliable.
Yeah.
Your own equipment. So I do have equipment, but I would obviously prefer, and I feel like if you're like me, you would probably prefer to use someone else's equipment because I hate being responsible for someone else's stuff. So if you have your own equipment, I would love that. I would prefer a camera with 4K capabilities. Wide lenses preferred. We're really good for video. And 64 gigabyte memory cards if you have any. If you have some under that, it's fine. We can supply them. But if you have 64 gigabyte memory cards, that would be amazing. Your own desktop or laptop. This isn't required, but this will have you standing out because that means you will be able to edit. Not all of our videographers or photographers will need to edit. A lot of people will just be pointing and shooting, sending the footage to me or one of our other editors. So you will not need to edit, but obviously that sets you apart. You make more money. Proficiency in any other editing software is capable of editing 4K footage or raw images. So just having it, whether it's CapCut Pro, whether it's Final Cut, whether it's Canva, whatever you use to get things done, as long as you're an expert at that, that would be amazing. Having existing clients, I'll tell you right now, if you have existing clients, you're probably going to get hired a lot sooner than the other people, not because we're going to steal all your clients. For you, let's say for an example, you're a videographer, you have like 10 clients who book with you every single month, right? And let's say you just want to keep shooting for those 10 clients, those same 10 clients that, let's say we don't even supply you any. You want to shoot for those same 10 clients, but shoot for them through us. You will need to pay me for those. All I would ask is that you are collaborating those posts with Preme Media, right? You are one of our photographers, videographers. And if I ever need you, I can obviously pay you when I need you, but you would just be operating under us, getting your hoodie, getting our name out there. So a lot of you guys, I'll be hiring you guys for the marketing specifically, and then every now and again you get some free leads and I get to pay you for it. So a lot of opportunity here, guys. I just wanted to lay that out because I know whenever someone says having your own clients, it means you are just going to be an outside sales rep who is finding your own clients. They don't help you at all. I will be spending by November, we're going to be spending at least $1,500 a month on ads. We won't need to start with ads because we have a lot of existing clients to work with. But just wanted to lay that out there. If you have existing clients, amazing. If you don't, there's still a way. But having existing clients will help you a lot. Just because, of course, that means you're more of an expert as well.
You have the existing clients. We have financial backing to blow our brand up. So you attach with our brand, which helps your brand, basically.
Yeah, that is right. You're ADHD too, but that was like the non-ADHD version of what I just said. the meat of what I just
Yeah.
said. But yeah, having existing clients. If you currently do ride share, Uber, DoorDash, or if please apply, even if you don't have. So there are some things that I'm okay with losing out if you do these things, and this is one of those things, right? If you are doing those things, you are in the field, you are networking all day. Don't if you do those things and you're shy, it doesn't matter. But if you do one of these things, Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, preferably the things where you're driving people around, this would be really, even if you're not going to apply, if you're someone who does one of these things and you have a business that isn't scaled, use what you do. Stop being shy. Talk to these people in your car. Half of them probably need what you're offering. But if you're doing any of that, Uber, Lyft, or anything that in Detroit or in the Metro Detroit area, odds are you're probably picking up, I would say, if you do full-time days, you're picking up 1 to 3 rappers a day. So it's just good to just have, or musicians. It's good to just have, whatever. There's some guys who sell credit repair who have that in their cars. It's just good to just have that. So those are the things that'll help you stand out. Again, there will be an hourly rate plus commissions and bonuses. We won't require you to edit, but if you do want to edit, we'll be paying you a flat rate per picture that you edit per shoot. You will have access to a studio. So if you are a photographer, let's say, because people are going to end up, like you said, people are going to be asking you, how do I be able to use the stu?
Yeah.
Eventually that will be a thing. Probably we're going to be working on that. But until then, it's going to be us, right? Yeah. So if you want to be able to, even if you're a videographer who doesn't have access to a photography studio, or who doesn't have access to, as good of a camera as you might want, or you're a videographer who isn't the best at editing, that's going to be hard for someone to admit. But if you're a videographer and your editing needs some work, or that you're really good at just shooting, but you're not the best editor, still same apply. Let's apply. But
we are building resources to the max. We are building. There is definitely good reasons to work here for long-term for your own personal branding and your own personal growth, your own personal bag. And we're both entrepreneurs. We're both big on the branding anyway, so we get it. We get it as a freelance, whatever. You know what I mean? That's important. Your identity is important.
Yeah, and it's hard out there, especially right now because it's more competitive than it's ever been.
On top of that, the economy is still fucked up.
Yeah. And everyone's scared. Everyone's scared to spend, which is why in our sales, we teach you guys how to sell against this new economy that we're up against, and not the way people, because you have to sell a different way nowadays. You can't sell how you used to. It's not about, it's too late. Like, now it's like, no, I've seen it's not too late. You've been saying that for years. Yeah. So yeah, it's a little different. But so to be considered for the videography role, the photography role, or the editor role, you need to be following Preme Media and Preme Consulting. Apply using the link in our bio. So I'm going to put the application link in our bio, like as right after I say this shit. So apply using the link in our bio. And then after you apply, I'm about to make a post. On that post, you're going to comment applied. And then someone will be in touch with you very shortly to schedule, to send you your interview link. Or if you answer your questions and your questions made sense on your app, then it will just send you a link. If it doesn't send you a link immediately, we might reach out and then send you a link, whatever the case may be. But we will be holding open interviews this Saturday, so on the 23rd, from 10 to 5 in Royal Oak. I will give you the address once you apply and it makes sense. But there will be open interviews this Saturday. If you can't make them, still apply, but just know that you can't make this Saturday. You might be in the next round, because I am super duper hiring in the next week or so, because we're launching this by the 1st. So, but if you can't start by the 1st, don't apply. I'll just say that right now. Just wait until next time if you can't start by the 1st, which starting doesn't mean that you'll be working 40-hour weeks, but just if you can't commit to working with us in any capacity by the 1st, just don't apply. But I mean, I think I've said everything about that. Is there anything I missed?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's dope. So I'm really excited about this because, I mean, like I said, photography was how I kind of started in entrepreneurship, and I saw how it worked. And instead of just compounding off of my expertise and building a team, I didn't know about building teams back then. I just thought, okay, I need to go find something else I can do alone that I can make more money.
Right.
When I should have just hired. Oh man, I wish I did. But this is why, entrepreneurship is learning and taking L's and learning from them. But that was the main thing I wanted to talk about, man. I wanted to make sure I went over that with you guys, just because that's one of the teams that we're building. So right now we're launching 5 departments. One just being me as an artist, Jace Preme. I just paid for 5 websites. One for You First Solutions, which is a business that I have collaboratively created for my client, who's also he's actually based in Michigan, which is pretty cool. His name is Nathan. So you first solution should be launching by October 1st. That is mostly focusing on helping people with ADHD, anxiety, social anxiety, depression, do better in sales, close more deals in sales without, being those people that you hate, basically.
Yeah.
We don't want to be those, oh, you don't buy, you must hate your whole family. Because the thing is, like, for some people can say that to a client and not even think about it. But there are some of us who are taught these tactics that it actually like makes us uncomfortable to use them. And I was one of those people. And I've started to think I don't think I'm the only one.
Of course not.
That's uncomfortable being an asshole.
I'm like, still a firm believer that most people are good hearted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a majority. Huh?
I'm not.
You felt the guilt. I mean, there's a very small percentage of people who really are like, they lack empathy and they will do whatever it takes to get the sale. But I mean, that's
I'll say most people in sales are just like lack empathy, or just not even like as a bad thing, but just I'm starting to just learn so much about people, man. So many people don't even know what empathy is.
Yeah, I mean, I would say sales definitely could draw people who have a lack of empathy into it, because it's like, yes, you can make a lot of money if you're predatory in that capacity. But again, I still don't think, as far as a long-term solution in karma and helping society and genuinely helping people through business, which is my philosophy. It's like you're just basically extorting, like,
yeah,
I
mean, it's just most of sales is manipulation. Even like the good sales it can be manipulation, and it's not bad manipulation as long as they actually get what they want. But sometimes you have to manipulate people to make decisions because they're too scared. So you have to use the things that they know to get them to act. So I've done that. I mean, even recently, now that I have this new framework that actually isn't like me being an asshole, there's still some manipulation that goes into it. It's just very, parents manipulate us. I mean, you have to manipulate. Manipulating is getting something to do something. So
manipulating is sort of a strong word. Manipulate has like a negative connotation.
It does, but I don't have a negative connotation with it. Most people do, though.
I don't know exactly what the definition of manipulate, but the inference with the word manipulate is making someone do something against their will.
That's what people think it is, but that last part isn't it?
Right, because it's like there's a way to. I mean, what would a better word be? I don't know what the better word. Like I said, I'm tired. That's why I have my sleepy glasses
because of the people, only because of what people have.
Well, it depends on your intentions. It depends on if you do not care.
They use the word in the definition. I don't think they're supposed to do that. The action of manipulating something in a skillful manner. That can't be.
That's the definition of manipulate.
It says the action of manipulating something in a skillful manner.
Manipulate. The action of manipulating. Thanks. What the fuck?
Okay, the action of manipulating someone in a clever or unscrupulous way.
Yeah, okay, so that's negative. That's negative.
There was no deliberate manipulation of visitors' emotions.
What is the now we're super sidetracked. What's the positive version of manipulation?
The positive
encouraging?
Oh, the opposite of manipulation.
No, it's not the opposite, it's the positive. That wouldn't be the opposite. It'd be like same outcome, different intention. Because manipulation would be for a negative to do what you want.
Well, manipulation isn't. Well, I wish I could find.
You know what manipulating is?
Because it doesn't. I don't think it's a negative.
You know what manipulating is?
I heard it used in science.
You know what manipulating is?
What?
To manipulate.
That's what
the definition.
Up to them.
It's okay. We're going off on a whole thing.
Right, but I really want to find a better one. But it's all the manipulation definitions use it in the. Use it in the definition. So that's pretty useless. But shit, man.
Anyway, to manipulate people in a good way.
Yeah.
To not be a piece of shit to make money.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And yes, I got super sidetracked there because I just love talking about sales theory and philosophy. But you first solutions, again, we're gonna be focusing on in that business. You guys will see that one. I'm hiring for that one pretty soon as well. But again, focusing on helping sales reps that do deal with these mental health issues actually make more money without compromising the mental health issues, because there's so many people who can teach you how to make more money, but you make more money and then you're sitting there like, what the fuck, who have I become? What the fuck? So we'll be teaching you that stuff. Also, you first solutions will be helping fitness coaches and network marketers who also deal with the same type of deals, right? So network marketers, if you're in network marketing, Good kudos to you, man. I mean, it's definitely it could be a hard industry to work in because it's just, we'll have Marquise back on here to talk about it, but it just takes a lot of momentum, more than anything. But we'll have not really a program, more so like mentorship and a community for network marketers, for fitness coaches who are trying to scale, who do need help and things like that. So that's U4 Solutions. Again, I just went over pre-media for you guys, photography, press, artist development, which is kind of pre-media in collaboration with Preme Consulting. We got engineering, we got sound. We're going to have a photography studio built within the week that I'm going to be building within the week. We're going to be building. Yep. But yeah, pre-media is going to be, man, anything video wise, anything graphic design, press, logos, whatever you need, graphic picture wise, or if you want to be featured somewhere, we got you. Pretty soon we'll have like packages where you can, we can put together an episode for you, and that, of course, like I said, that can be featured in something like Forbes, and something like,
would it be like
CEO
this,
Weekly.
right? It's like you come and you record a song and have the song filmed and then cut that up and then have an article about that experience.
That sounds like
a package deal.
That is it. We can even have, our journalists and a journalist and a videographer come to the studio and cover everything.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, it's about to get fucking crazy, because obviously if we have those partnerships, like, we can utilize them ourselves. So just know that things are about to get crazy here. So the other thing I want to talk about is Preme Consulting, because it's been like a while for me. Like, and a lot of people like, what are you doing over there? I mean, we've done so many things. I mean, I've sold automation packages to people from that company. I've sold credit repair this year from that company. I've sold a lot of different things, mentorship, a lot of different things, but now we're going to be focusing on creatives, because since Preme Consulting is my namesake and Preme Consulting is the business that I'm really closely involved with. I'm the founder, I'm the CEO, all that stuff. I wanted it to be something I really, really like. It's something that means a lot to me in creatives. I mean, that's me. So, right. And that is Rose as well.
Yeah. I will say this is that in a world where 90% of people are not creatives, you being a creative, you feel like you're lost in this world. And I was also that very much. And I ended up finding my way by the grace of God through just motion and sheer perseverance. So like, this is the idea of this in general it's a roadmap to getting you paid without having to be a slave to shit you don't want to do, which is sort of what creatives are.
Yeah.
It's the freedom. But you need to make money. That's the problem with creatives. I don't want to say they're too creative. They're too about the art, too about the process. And when you're too about that, you don't get paid. There's a way to get it. Yeah. And like, we're kind of there to bridge that.
And it's like, you just said that, and that was beautiful, because that got me really thinking. And I want to really, like, if you're listening right now, if you're watching right now and you are creative and you are a perfectionist, please listen to this, because I'm the same way. And it's hard when people that aren't the same way tell you to stop doing that, because it's like, fuck you, you're not a perfectionist, you're a lazy piece of shit. But it's like, listen to me, I work like crazy. I'm a fucking hard. If you know me, I'm a fucking hard worker. Like, you do have to take a step back from the art side and wait and to put more time into that until, like, you can afford to, just because it took me, I think, like, 6-7 years now to put. Because the thing is, if this isn't you, great, but this is probably you, where when you go to work at a job, or if you're, whenever it's time to get money, you're able to work 10 times harder than you do on your actual music career. That's been me for so long, where it's like, why can I stay up till 5 a.m. making a presentation? Why can I have 10 Zoom calls in a day? But it's like, it was things or tasks that, why can I look up how to figure out the, Bandcamp shit, how to figure out how to get my own royalties and all that. It's like, we're not doing any research, and we're like, all of our energy all of my energy was going into writing, just writing songs and recording the songs and being like, oh, this is good, why am I not on? Right. So this isn't me just shitting on you, but this is me telling you exactly why.
Here's some consulting for you. Let me tell you some consulting. Yeah. Here's a freebie. Music sells everything but music. Music sells everything but music. That's a phrase I got from my homeboys over at Menace Media. Shout out them.
Hit them up last night.
Good. I need to tap in with them. It's been years, but anyway, music sells everything but music. The music is like 15%. You really need to brand yourself, right? The money does not come from being good at the thing. The money comes from getting that really good product out to the correct people, which is why business people exist. So a lot of artists think, oh, I'm really good. I spent a decade perfecting my craft from the art part. Okay. If you're genuinely good at the art part, like you need to bridge that gap from the business. And I'll say this about perfectionism, just to touch on a point, is there is no, your skill set is related to your price point, right? So it's like a lot of time when people are perfectionists, what I've seen through the course of my career is you just don't have the experience to know when it's done, generally speaking. So if you're just starting at any like creative field, right? You simply don't know what it takes or what it looks like or have experienced the process of start to finish. So you keep pushing that finish line back. And then perfection is sort of the guise behind that, where it's like, oh, it's not what it's supposed to be. I'm going to do it until it's perfect. It's like, well, you don't know what perfect is. Right. And it's like, so going back to that, your skill set is related to your price point. So it's better to, let's say you're a graphic designer. It's better to charge $10 for really shitty art, right? Than get really good spend 10 years getting really good at the art to then charge 100 per art or 1,000 or 10,000, because all of this time you could be making a level of money and building a client base and generating clients that are going to be with you forever. You know what I mean? Where it's like, yes, this isn't good, but it's $10. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I want to take that even deeper because it's like that is a huge conversation for the people who might be charging too much, whatever that might mean. But I want to take that even deeper for the people who have became experts in what you do and you're afraid to charge. I have,
I'm on that end.
Yeah,
I'm on that end.
Because we're like, oh, I can't, because my this and that and the third. And it's like whenever, because if this is something I hear from a lot, and this is in this space, this creative space is really hard when we're working with, you're shooting videos for starving artists, until you get to be the, the Cole Bennett's and things like that. You're shooting videos for people who don't have the most money. So you're always thinking, I have to do this. If you're at a point where you feel like you're an expert, if you're an expert and you feel like, if you personally believe that with your environment, with the audience that you target, you can't charge a price that you want to, it's time to change your audience. That's literally what that means.
Yeah.
So if you feel like, oh, you need to, and this is something that I've learned from Jason Kaplan, a lot of different, my mentors, you need to base all your price points off of the lifestyle you want to live. So that's whenever someone comes to me for like some consulting or some mentorship, and they're like, okay, it's time to, like, they always ask me, where do we start? I always start with, how much do you want to make? Like, no matter what it is, whether it's, an artist, whatever, how much do you want to make? Artists, I want to make millions of dollars. Okay. So it's a lot of times, it's not like my goal isn't to get you to lower your goals, but a lot of times I start with, how much you want to make. They say 20,000 a month. Okay. I show them what they need to do that. And they say, okay, I want to make 10,000 a month to start.
Yeah.
And that looks pretty hard, but you have to know what your goal is so you can base your prices around that. And then you start to see how possible is your goal. And that's how you start making things happen. A lot of people who are insecure about where they are in life, and people who, have goals that they maybe just don't want to, chase, they get annoyed hanging around with people like myself or Rose, who are I constantly just say my goals all day.
Yeah.
But it's a great
I actually had to
do.
cut. I realized this. I was thinking about this the other day. I had actually cut friends off semi recently because when I would talk about my life, they thought I was bragging.
Same people.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, or they're uncomfortable. There was a level of, they knew me back then, and the way I'm talking now, like someone threw in my face, like, you're different now. I'm like, why are you the same? You know what I mean? So anyway, that was a side thing.
That's huge, dude. Because it's like, I get that a lot. Like, everybody always looks at me. When I asked someone who didn't know me but also didn't have a bad opinion of me from high school, why did people not like me? People said that they thought I ran everything and that I thought I was better than everyone. And I'm like, I was literally the lamest guy there. I ran track, which was like the lamest sport. I thought I was going to be swimming in pussy.
If you run track, you're lame.
Bro, that's you're what lame. It was. That's what it was.
L for lame.
No, you're even lamer if you run cross country, because like
the
track guys got pussy, but like not the long distance guys. Like,
I'm just
like,
joking. I chain smoke cigarettes, and I was a stoner in high school, and I wanted to run track, but it's so hard.
It's hard, but I only kept doing it because I was good at it. Otherwise, it was honestly not.
Wow, you're good at walking
fast.
Wow,
that's basically cross country. You're literally just
it is really hard.
Speed walking.
It is really hard, but yeah, there is something to be said. I've come to terms with the fact that the people that I came up with, I love the memories I had, but all of those friendships are now dead.
Yeah,
really, and they're gonna see this.
Yeah,
They're gonna see this.
You always say that.
They're gonna see this.
We say something about mom, anyways. Like they're gonna see
No,
this.
they're gonna see
They're gonna
this,
see
or they
this.
won't. You know what I mean? Or
Maybe
they
not.
won't. There's like one exception in my head, kind of, but it's like, I've moved on. Alex Hormozy said something about, and I think this idea is starting to propagate itself a little bit, and I'm definitely like on sort of like the acceptance phase of this is like people overemphasize day ones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like we're not day ones. We're
Yeah.
not sandbox. You know what I mean? Like we have a 6 years, maybe 5 years.
Yeah.
We've had a good friendship and business relationship that turned into more of a friendship that led into what we're doing now. But we're not day ones. We're like
Yeah.
day twos, day threes. You know what I mean? And it's like, and
I
there
was like that.
there is something to be said about, and I'll say this, and this might sound bad, right? It's like for everything we're starting, right? Me and you. It's like as we go, when it could get to a point where me and you have to part ways.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it's possible, right?
Yeah.
Just because of, I say this and I say this every time. The purpose of life is to be the best version of yourself. And our paths could diverge, but that's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay. It's all okay. And it's sort of like, and people say like, I don't want to use people to get from A to B. It's like, it's not using people. The fundamental of business is a negotiation, because the reason you're bringing me in is because I have a skill set, right? And you like me and you trust my character. That's why you're bringing me into all this, right? And I'm doing this because I fuck with you and I believe in your ability to execute on everything you're talking about. I've seen you do it. I believe in you as an artist, and I think this will be fun, right? And so it's like, and so there could be a time, like I'll use this as an example, as like not every relationship has to end with fuck you. You know what I mean? And I think people ride that down. I think people really like hold on to old relationships and ride that down all the way to fuck you. That's what happened with my old friends, like really. And so it's like there could be a point, bro, where like me personally, I made enough money, bro. I'm gonna hang out with my kids. And you're like, I'm not done with the game. And I'm like, that's no,
I feel that.
No, for real.
That's a real.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, and then it's like, maybe I won't see you for a decade. Because real life, it's like if you're, and again, this happened with my old friends. I took an entrepreneur path and they did not. They took a regular conventional path. Nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong with it. No, nothing wrong with that. But that's not the path I'm on. So it's like if I let's say I make, my real goal is like $2 million, because with $2 million in an account at 4% in the Apple savings, that's $80,000 a year just off the interest, right? And I could live off 80,000 a year.
Apple has a savings account that gets you 4%.
Bingo. Yeah. Apple is taking over finance. It's awesome. That's a whole other conversation. I don't know if it exists yet, but they're rolling it out. But anyway, yeah, crypto kind of changed the game. It's some, maybe it's too, I don't know, whatever. But it was basically, it's like if you have $2 million in this account, you can get 80,000 off interest. Nobody quote me on this. I'm not a fucking financial guy, but anyway, that's sort of like the goal, because then it's like I could live off 80. I could live on pure interest. I could just live a regular ass life, right? If I so choose to.
Question, was that your goal, 2 million a year or 2 million lump sum?
No, just I need $2 million. I need $2 million. No. I need $2 million to not be attached to making money for my survival. I'm very broke right now still, right?
Stop saying that.
No, I mean,
it's a mentality.
No, see, we can get into this too now that we're bouncing around. I understand that. And last time we had this argument.
Look, if you were broke, you wouldn't be here. If you were broke.
No. Mental, you know what I mean when I say broke.
You're saying you don't have any,
I am in debt.
Money
problem. I am fine. Yes, there is a money. I have a money
that
problem.
Is a better, I like that.
I have a fucking money problem, but it's okay though, because it's like I deserve to be financially fucked up. This is the price I pay for the mistakes that I made, which is also why I'm an asset to what we have going on here. Is because you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it was very painful, and I'm still receiving the lashings of my bad choices and my bad character and my character flaws is what it is. That's I am paying financially for that. It could be much worse. Some people pay with their sanity, some people pay in addiction, some people pay with their family. You understand what I'm saying?
No,
so it's like, and I almost did all of those things, but yeah, so like to me, I am tethered to money, as as most people are, because you can pay me X amount of money and I will do it. $2 million is, you can't pay me anything for me to do anything I don't want to do. And that's
so
where
2 million gives you freedom.
Correct.
Okay.
And the purpose of all of this for me is freedom. Flat out, it's freedom, because I don't necessarily want to charge people to record. I don't want to charge people for whatever. You know what I mean? I just want to do cool shit and then film it. Like that's sort of like, you know what I mean? Like that's the
I want to
idea.
get paid to vibe.
Right. It's like
That's what I
really
want.
because it's like, you know, as I go and with everything we have going on here too, right? It's like this is gonna obviously like, you know, a reason I'm here. Obviously, it's gonna help my personal brand. It's gonna grow me as a personal brand, and then I could excuse me. I almost choked and died. Yeah, and then I could like, you know, make a gaming channel, or I could put my music out, or I could vlog.
I'm starting a gaming channel also on
Yeah.
October 1st. So
Yeah.
When I move, yeah, I'm gonna have a nice ass setup.
Yeah, monetize my life, and then you know I've been through enough.
Monetize my life.
Yeah, I've been through enough shit to where
Damn.
I've been through enough shit to where you know.
Sounds like I'm sorry. That sounds like a good name.
Write that down. Write that shit down. Write that
Monetize my
down.
life.
Write it.
Don't steal it.
Don't steal it.
I'm not dropping.
Looking
this
at you
until I
live.
figure out.
Who's in that live? I see you.
Don't steal my shit.
Yeah, I see you
Okay,
stealing. No, but that's kind of the idea, right? Is like you monetize your life. And the internet allows you to do that, you know, and
Very well.
and it's only progressively getting more and more that way. But anyway, yeah, I just want to do cool shit with cool people. That's sort of the idea, freedom and 2 million is that for me. And then beyond that, it's like, I'm not saying, you know, when I say that to people, you know, people who are super money minded, why stop at 2, bro? Why not go to $100 billion? And it's like,
people think I'm that way, but I'm not. I am very simple. Like when
Yeah.
it comes to my goals, like, okay, I didn't want to get too much into it, but I did want to talk about this today just because I feel like I do rub a lot of people the wrong way just because, I mean, I'm always talking about entrepreneurship and I'm always talking about how you have to work hard.
you don't bother people who are on your path.
I don't.
You bother regular people.
But I don't want to bother them either because I was that, you know, and it's not like I don't want to bother them because I don't give a fuck about bothering you. It's more so I want to help you and I want you to see past what bothers you because I feel like that's such a hard thing to do. But the reason I'm saying that is because a lot of times when we have these like goals or, you know, when it comes to, you know, even backup plans or things like that, like when it comes to the reason why I'm so big on working hard is because I have to. And people I think that everyone should just naturally be hard workers. And if you don't want to work hard, you're bad. I get it. I wake up half of these. I mean, I've been working like literally like 11, 12-hour days. Like
I'm gonna tell you something though. This is what creatives are shooting for. I just said what my schedule was. I did like 10 hours of studio sessions, stopped at 2:30 in the morning, woke up at 6 to take my daughter to school. Recording is not working. Like I'm gonna tell you right now. Like if you enjoy what you do, and I know it's all cliche, if you enjoy what you do, it's not work. So you're able to work harder because you enjoy it. There's a reason you're able to make all this shit for the business because you're like into business. You're into the PowerPoints. You're into the process. You're into the plan. You're into putting people together. You're into that shit, right? And it's like, and I'm really not. That's what I learned from Bankros. No, that's what I learned from Bankros because what you're doing, like you were just talking about putting a team together and scaling, right? And I went through that at Bankros. That's what I thought I wanted to be that. But then I learned from Bankros, I don't want to be that. It turned me into a person that I didn't like. One, I could have gotten good at it, but it's like what ended up happening was like I'd give people the vision and they'd be rah-rah. And then I would do my part and they wouldn't do it. And that's a reflection on me as a poor leader.
Do you think, so I did want to ask, was everyone that you hired like in the beginning, obviously you did like interviews, but at the beginning, were they mostly just friends that you just like, okay,
yeah.
That makes sense.
I mean, it's, because
I was going to say, maybe it had to do with your interviewing process, but
no, at 100%. And it also had to do with my inability to fire people,
Ooh, I can see.
So it's like, but it's like, but here's the thing is like, I know. So now I have my studio at the Russell, right? That we're going to do our shit. I have zero intention. I have Friday through Sunday. No one's working. I'm watching the kids. It's just empty, right?
Yeah.
I am not hiring engineers. I'm not doing it because I figured out with engineering, I'm Jordan. I can't, and I thought that I could teach you to be Jordan, Michael Jordan for people under a rock, right? No,
not me.
I am the shit at engineering, not just for the audio component, for my personality, for my coaching, for my giving a fuckitude, right? For my vision.
Yeah.
Because really what my skill set is seeing where you are now and then seeing where you could be and then connecting that dot, right? And then forming the dots. And then even beyond that is pushing you along that line without you realizing that I'm pushing you there. right? And I mean, you right
that
now.
was the
Listen,
you did that with me.
We've been working together for 5 years, and it's like I will say this: it's like you would not be as good as you are if you didn't work with me. Flat the fuck out, and you know that, and
I would
everybody.
be quicker. I would be better. I would be way better than I was to even take this. I would be way better than I am now if I started listening to you sooner.
Right. Boom.
Because a lot of things that you told me in the beginning, I'm like,
no, but yeah, but it's cool. But here's the thing too: it's like I don't even sweat. I was just having a conversation about this. I don't sweat. I tell you the things so that they're in your head, not so you correct, but so that when you fuck up, my voice hits your head and you're like, oh, that's what he meant. Because I'm the same way. Where it's like,
how do you get there?
How do I get where?
Because it's like I see that you're at a point where you can give someone, because if I love someone, it's different. Because like I can do it. I can give people advice that I don't love, but I don't give a fuck what you do.
Yeah.
But if I love you and I give you advice and you don't take it, how do you not take it personal?
Two things.
Because the thing is, everyone says, because I'm one of the people who does this a lot. I say just stop doing that, but it's hard. Yeah. So like, how do you not take it personal when you tell someone that you love something that isn't even going to help you? It's something for them, and they don't want to take that.
Well, because the greatest,
and you see it go bad.
The greatest teacher is life. Because you're saying it to them to avoid it. I'm saying it to them to be like, when it happens, this is what is happening. Because here's what fucks it. Like when I tell you this, it's to know. It's like, okay, it's the difference between you telling someone don't walk into the jungle because there's tigers, right? Because you want them to avoid the jungle. I'm going, go watch out for the jungle. There's tigers. So when you see the tiger, don't be surprised. Be prepared to fight a tiger. Does that make sense? Yeah. Basically, well, it doesn't.
Well, because it makes sense, but that was more like an existential crisis face. Because I'm realizing why I don't have friends.
No, but you do have friends. I'm your friend. It's just they're in the context of business because that's what your life is right now. But like, it's I don't have an expectation. I'm not telling you something for you to listen, because human nature. The laws of human nature dictate that you won't, because life is the teacher. And the people who life can't teach are the people who fall catastrophically. Because imagine your parents. Remember when your mom told you not to do bad shit and the first thing you do was went out and did bad shit? Yeah. It's right. So it's like, that's just how people are. You know, I had a conversation with a couple buddies of mine. Same shit. They started recording with me after 3 months. I gave them the entire roadmap for like YouTube and what you need to do, save the videos. Like, don't do this, don't do this. They did everything fucking wrong. They did everything their way. They were like, fuck Rossi, he doesn't know what he's talking about, because they're 7 months in. They think they're sweet, and he is sweet at rap, but not as sweet as he thinks he is, right? They're all, you know what I'm saying? It's like that, you know, when you jump into shit, there is, in the very same way of a new relationship where you have that honeymoon phase, there's a honeymoon phase in entrepreneurship.
Oh, yes.
You know, we should have a whole episode about that.
We will.
Because, and so it's like they're in the honeymoon phase of entrepreneurship, and then the reality hits. And then all the things they think they're going to do right off the bat, they think they're going to come in and hit a home run grand slam off the bat. And then reality hits. And then they did this wrong, and they did this wrong, and then they did this wrong, and then life hits here, and then they have to stop rapping for 3 months, and then his son is sick, and then he's got to work this job, and then this and this and this. And then they stop rapping for a year, re-up the money, come back to me. Now it's year 2, right? They're doing it again. They do it the way I told them. They come back year 3. They're like, thank you. They're like, everything you told us. And he even apologized specifically. He was like, I'm sorry we didn't listen to you. And I told him the same thing I said to you, where it's like, I didn't tell you that for my own ego. So I could be like, so I could tell you, because I'm not telling you for you to avoid the mistake. I'm telling you so that when the mistake happens, you can identify that that's what's happening. Because a lot of times people take L's, but they don't realize where the punches are coming from. Yes. That's a better way of explaining that.
Yes, because I personally believe like everyone is constantly beating themselves up. And I know you got to go like in the next few, but everyone's constantly always beating themselves up about these L's that they take. And this year I did too. But now I'm a firm believer that the only L's to beat yourself up about, the only losses to beat yourself up about are the ones that you make twice, right? Yeah. If you're going to go ahead and say, oh, this thing that I did caused this outcome, I didn't like that outcome, and you go do that thing again, that's where I'm not giving you the compassion that you're probably looking for. That's where I start being like, what the fuck?
There is a level though where compassion is not necessary. Compassion is not wanted.
Compassion won't get you anywhere.
Listen, I don't,
period.
With my children,
but it's needed though.
So you can give people grace their first time, second time I'm cutting into you as a dad. Like on some dad shit, just I get into dad mode. I'm like, bro, I told you this last time. And it's not even It's really if they bitch about, if they act confused.
Yes,
You know what I mean? So then it's like,
me
okay,
chill out.
you do it twice, and you're like, what happened? I'm like, okay, that's when I'm like, what did I tell you? Like, and I think I might have said this exactly to you before.
Yeah.
And what did I tell you? Like on some real dad shit. Sit on the stairs. What did I tell you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you say what I told you. And I'm like, then why are you surprised? And then you do it a third time, then that's getting into the point where you shouldn't be around me.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
I'm
like
a hard person to be around if you don't take my advice, which I want to grow to not be because I feel like that's bullshit. It's
no, it's
good.
less take the advice and more stop acting like you don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
People just be letting life happen to them when it's obviously you can't control life, but there's so much you're in control of that people don't know.
This is when people get confused on that second time. Let's talk about that second time when they fuck up and they act confused. Most of the time, it's them pretending that it's something else externally and not acknowledging that it's internally, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of times they don't even know that it's internal, but like it could be pretending. But a lot of people,
maybe.
I guess I'm thinking about the situation I'm thinking about where people just really don't even know that.
So two situations though, and again, it's like I'm a firm believer in if you're not mentally right, it's not my job to get you mentally right.
Yeah,
it's my job to bring people around me that are on the same type of time, right? And it's like I'm not going to slow up to help you. I'm not going to pull you. I will listen. I don't give a fuck about compassion. I will kick you in the throat and leave you there to die. If the alternative is me dying with you, I will kick you right off this boat. Like, obviously, metaphorically, I don't have a boat, but it's like, if you don't understand simple fundamental things about life, generally speaking, and you continue to blame the world for them, and you can't get introspective, then you are destined to fail. And if you're destined to fail, you're not bringing me down with you. Before I had children, that was a little different. I could kind of give a little bit of leniency to that. But now the way I look at that is you're so stupid, you're going to hurt my children.
Oh my God.
No, really. No, really.
I love it though.
You're
it's like super dad mode.
No, but it's like, and I can't take that risk. I'm sorry. You have to go.
Yeah.
You have to go. I am not attached to that relationship. I'm just simply not. And that might be cold, but that's what's required. Because here's the thing, right? That's what I learned. And I am a good-hearted person, right? But it's,
I had to throw that in there. So
no, well, it's like, I am a good-hearted person, but I think everyone will identify with that, because I think if you prolong it and you use the idea of you being a good person to try to save this person, right? Then they drag you down.
Because they don't. And that's what I've learned. And I know we got to wrap up, but I've really been learning like this, even this year, like you have to put I've always been like, everyone always said, put yourself first. I've never saw that because I've just always been just trying to humble.
Yeah, no. We're not doing any of that.
I'm learning now that like humility is more of a mindset. It's less about the things you say and more about the things you do. Because like now I don't really think being humble means, oh, I don't make that much money. No, I make a lot of bread, but look at what I do. My humility shows in what I do.
Humble to God, bro.
Yeah.
It's humility in God, not in man. It's, like really, it's like be humble because
God knows your heart.
Well, right. And here's the thing too, though, bro, is like, you give people grace, and me saying like, I'm gonna kick you in the throat and leave you there to die. That's not me, because it's like, I enjoy other people's suffering. It's in the context of, I'm going to kick you in the face because you're grabbing my leg and pulling me underwater.
Yeah. Without knowing it half the time.
Right. Well, they're panicking, or they're too dumb to know how to swim, or X, Y, and Z. It's like, but here's the thing. It's like, I'm not going to kill myself because you don't want to be a better person. And so it's two things. It's like, you could even say they genuinely don't know. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's not my problem that you don't know. It just isn't, because I don't have an abundance enough to have the time and to teach you, or the resources, emotionally, financially, or anything. You're not my child. You're not my wife. You're not my family. So I just simply, if you don't know, well, you better learn, because I'm gonna tell you. And if you don't get it by the second time, bye. You're not my responsibility.
Well, I guess what you're saying is if they don't get it and they come to you bitching, but it's like, it's one thing to don't get it and come to you humble. Because I've done it all the time, where the second time I'm not even about to come and bitch to you about it. I'm about to say, hey, bro, let me tell you about how I just fucked up.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna tell you if I'm coming at you and you just told me about some shit.
Well, you start that off with, I fucked up.
Exactly.
You don't start that off with, look at this bad thing that keeps happening.
Life is so bad. Everyone hates me. Like, no.
Type shit.
Just stay away from
type
that. Beat.
Life is pointless, and I'm a nihilist type beat. Okay, we have 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Well,
now everyone knows I'm an aggressive piece of shit.
No, it's good,
You
man.
know.
I think this has been a really. I mean, I didn't prepare anything for like the
That's okay.
episodes where I haven't been preparing shit went well, so I'm happy about that. Because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ones that I do,
That's okay.
go way better.
This is like easy breezy
Yeah.
episode. The breezy episode.
Yeah, we just kind of go.
Yeah.
But it'll get more and more intentional as we have obviously more programs. We'll have like ads that we have to say, hey, DraftKings just did blah blah blah. So we'll have
Yeah.
shit that we have to do. But until that comes, we can kind of chill it out.
We
But
should get a potato sponsorship. Hey, do you like potatoes? You should buy these potatoes
I'm
from
just reading off of a teleprompter about
from
these things.
from potatoes.com.
Potatoes.com.
Did you realize that potatoes have 85% more to potatoes than non-potato products?
No, bro, I can't wait
Yeah.
for the I can't wait for the sponsorships, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna try like be very intentional with those too.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, my last words, I'm gonna let you, I'll let you get your last pieces in, and we'll get out of here. Let you pick up these girls. Unless you want to go the whole.
Are you giving me last word?
I'm gonna give you your last word, then I'll wrap it up after you.
I'm very excited about what's going on. To the point that I made about me being a piece of shit.
Mm.
If someone is manipulating your goodness, they are bad, not you. You have to defend yourself against people who are going to take your energy and manipulate you out of your future because they're scared of theirs.
God damn.
You have to be aggressive, and I don't give a fuck.
I don't even want to go after that. Jesus Christ. So yeah, if someone is manipulating you said manipulating your what?
If someone is manipulating your generosity to fuck up your future because they are scared of theirs, you need to kick them in the throat and abandon them.
Oh my God.
Not literally.
Yeah, we didn't tell you to do
metaphorically, kick them in their metaphorical throat. No, but again, and that goes, I guess this is the fuck everyone. You grow, you're different as a person. Like I said, with Bankrose, I spent 5 years at Bankrose and I learned that I did not want to be a businessman. You're about to embark on the same thing that I was embarking on with Bankrose, but it seems like you like it because you're doing things that I should have been doing that I just don't have the tolerance for.
I just like the outcome.
Yeah, I mean, and if that motivates, that's cool. Because money for me was never necessarily a motivation, you know. And I actually, for a very long time, and still sort of to this day, I mean, I'm like, I wish I was a little more money minded because like people sort of hold that against me as if I'm immature. You know what I mean? And it's like
I would love to not be money minded.
I mean, grass is greener. You know what I mean?
One day.
It's not
right now.
I have the theory about like, as far as, again, we're gonna get religious, guys. If you don't like the Jesus, I'm sorry. But the idea of God and like we are all of God, right? Is like if God is everything, then all of our traits, all of our thoughts, we're all just slivers. We're every single person. We are, how many people are on Earth? 6 billion. We are all 1/6 billionth sliver of God. Right. And if you add everyone together, that is the idea of the God, right?
Wow.
And it's like, so it's like you can wish that you weren't this way. You can wish you weren't that way, but I see where you're going. But that's what you are. Yeah. So play your role. You know what I mean? As long as it gives you fulfillment, and you have to find, again, that's why I say the purpose of life is to be the best version of yourself. Right. And it's like, so I think a lot of people spend too much time wishing they were someone else instead of
living in their truth, or
accepting who they are, truly, because it's like you might want to be, and I think I talked about this too, you might start off thinking, because I started off rapping thinking I wanted to be Drake, but what I found out was I don't want to be Drake over it, because I could talk about this at length. From when I was 15, it wasn't Drake at the time, it was Eminem, or 12 or whatever, when I started writing. I thought I wanted to be like the best artist in the world, and flash forward 17 years, 15 years later, I get genuine enjoyment from tuning people up and watching them succeed in their dreams. That's what gives me the most joy. That's why I'm a good dad. You know what I mean? So it's like,
and that's why you're going to be a good coach.
Well, that's why it says rap dad in my bio. And it's like, what you call yourself, your identity is also very important, and it's like, and that's the thing, excuse me. When artists have these names, like here's something that's interesting I was thinking about. If you have in your artist name, like your block, that means that once you leave that block, you leave your identity.
Oh, I see that.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you know what Jace means?
Is it Joy Road Jace?
No. Jace, it actually means healer, Lord of Salvation. Jace is a boy's name of the hero. Wait, let me move this fucking. Jace means healer. It means to help people. That
Oh.
was very intentional when I came up
When
with
you
that a few
named
years ago.
yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Preme. So it was like a triple entendre, basically like Jace Preme, because I wanted my name to be J Supreme. I was going
Yeah.
through my biggest Supreme phase, but I'm like, that sounds lame. So I'm like, let me get deeper. It took me
It's
like
better
weeks and
you
weeks.
didn't, because if you brand yourself after a brand, if Supreme gets lame, you automatically get lame.
Yeah, that's I'm like, it's still, I mean, Preme still comes from
Yeah.
Supreme, but it came so that when you say my name all at once, J Supreme, if you say it slower, J Supreme, it sounds like you're saying J Supreme still.
Yeah.
It's like it's in its own thing, but it's the two things.
That's cool.
No,
but
a little backstory of the
that's
name.
dope.
People
Well,
didn't really know.
I mean, I could get into that. My name Rose derives from the word morose, which means sullen and ill-tempered, aggressive, nihilistic, right? Because that's who I was.
What's nihilistic?
You don't believe that there's any value in the world, and there is no purpose in living at all.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, look up
nihilism. Like a murderer.
Well, that's what happens.
Oh my God.
No, those people exist, and there's logical reasons to get there anyway. But anyway, I'm on my Jordan Peterson again. But no, but my identity was morose. That's what I called myself. And when you call yourself negative things, right, then you get stuck in there. If you name yourself like after your street, right? I'm just gonna pick on Joy Road. If you name yourself Joy Road, what's a name? Because I was about to say a name, and I was like, "There's probably this person." Joy Road James. That's hard.
It is hard.
If you're sorry if your real name is Joy Road James, but if your name is Joy Road James, right? But the objective is to leave Joy Road. Okay, what happens when you get into a position where you can make that jump? Your identity is your location, so you will self-sabotage.
Unless you just go the P Diddy route
and just change your name. Well, that's what happened.
Or Miss Mulatto.
Right.
A lot of them.
That's a good rebrand, but people call me Rose now, which is almost.
I've always called you Rose.
Yeah. Or some people call me Bank because Bank Rose. So, but the name Bank Rose.
Bank?
Some people. But my name Morose was Bank Rose was derived from morose. Right. And then now people just call me Rose. So I'm Rose the engineer. Right. And then Rose has a double meaning. And this is all accidental, but you could kind of this is the beautiful of just kind of walking the path and letting things unfold, because it's like Rose, literally rose. I was low and then I rose. Rose as in flower, as in, beautiful beauty, beauty growth. And it's like that name just sort of stuck, and it was like naturally that. So it's like depending on how crazy and spiritual you want to think, it's like, did I decide that, or did the universe decide that? And then when I took the name Rose, did I become those things because that was my identity and it's a subconscious thing, or was that the path I was? You know what I'm saying? It's like we can get into the hoo-ha, rah-rah spirituality or whatever, but it's like I went from morose, which is like sullen, ill-tempered, temperamental, to Rose, which now is definitely, like, if you think about Rose as a name, it fits my personality, but that was never intentional.
I think I'm just a firm believer everything happens for a reason with a lot of this stuff. Because even all this, everything to me feels like it's falling into place. I think this is I'm excited too about what's coming next. I'm definitely excited about the music aspect of us being able to do that more so, because that's what I want to focus on as soon as next year. The goal is to have someone appointed as our CEO. Well, the goal is to have 4 CEOs by the end of, or maybe just like a big super one. I don't know, but like
I'll ask my dad if he can do it.
Yeah, let's talk to this guy. But yeah, the goal is to have a bunch of CEOs hired by the end of next year. So by the start of 2025, I'm on music, no business at all. So I want to do this business for another year and still oversee it past that. But I don't want to be the CEO. All I want to be doing by 2025 is music, podcasting, and coaching. That's it.
And I'm right there with you, where it's, I just want to work with people I want to work with. I want to make music with my hood rat friends. Basically,
Bro, man, and we're gonna get into a lot of that shit here, man. Next week we're gonna be focusing on the honeymoon phase, because I'm committed to it. The honeymoon phase of entrepreneurship, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about identity as well. I want to wrap up with like kind of a quote, not a quote, but like just what you said. A lot of things I would love to bring you to my church, just because I feel like you would love my pastor. He was giving the same monologue that you kind of just gave when it comes to, he was talking about personally how he feels when people do come back to him after he's told you what to do. Or it was more so of after you're living ungodly, you're living. So it's that's why it's good to know who you're in front of when you're going to coach someone. Because okay, if you're someone who your morals and everything is the Bible, right? It's like you already. I mean, we talked about this when you gave me the advice, relationship advice that coincided with the Bible.
Yeah.
If you're someone who bases something off of this thing and you don't even live by that thing, you shouldn't be, surprised. Like that was his kind of thing too.
Yeah,
You
that's
shouldn't be
true.
surprised
Yeah.
when it doesn't go your way.
Of course.
So I think the biggest lesson to take away from that is not to just because that type of verbiage, everyone always, it's like very abrasive verbiage that ruffles feathers.
Well,
and
if you remember what I said before I even said that, I was like, "Do you believe in God?"
Yeah.
And you said, "Yeah." So I framed it that way because there's
Yeah.
another way of framing it. It's the same information framed in a different way.
True.
Right? Because like from the Christian, that concept is walking with God and living in truth, right? That's like living in the truth of God and walking with God, right? But you could also use that same thing if you're not religious to be like accepting the natural law of the universe and coinciding within that. You know what I mean? It's the same thing.
Everything gets deeper.
Well, it's like as like religion in general is just a way to conceptualize the laws of the universe. And it's like if you if your image of God is like a bearded man in the sky and you believe that literally, but it helps you and it makes you a better person than you would without that, then there is no issue with that. The problem, we can get deeper into this, but it's like, yeah, people use religion. My critique for religion when I was an atheist was that people use religion as a way to they weaponize it as a way to replace their true morality and use it as an excuse to bludgeon people with their beliefs. You know what I mean? But it's like, I don't, but
now you have backing from some other big thing. So you
right,
can talk shit.
But you're using God to serve your own ego.
Exactly.
Which is improper. There are things and again, it's like what your pastor said. It's like, if you're not really living with these things and things go bad for you,
get out of here. No.
Well, it's like, of course they're going back because you're not using it for what it's supposed to be used for. Like they even say in the Bible, like, and I do enjoy these pages on YouTube where people are like donating to people, right? And it's like, and it's all like, oh, thank you for giving. That's for you. It's $1,000.
Wow.
That is
what's that?
No, but it's like but that's a business model though too, because they get enough views to where like,
oh, it makes sense.
You get you start with like, I'm gonna give you $1,000, right? And then that gets enough views so it monetizes $2,000.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, but there's nothing, it's not like it's not good that it's happening because it's genuine. Yeah. Hopefully, I'm sure some of them are bullshit, but you're not supposed to, well, I mean, according to the Bible, but I also think this is true regardless. You don't do good things in the light. Like you should do things silently. You should do good things silently, right? Like if it's a gift, right? Yeah. Like business is a little different, right? But if it's a gift, if you're trying to genuinely help someone, you should do it in silence, because you don't do it for the attention, because these people now, it's almost exploitation. It's almost exploiting someone's bads. Because every time I see that, I'm like, it's like, it's like, oh, wow, this lady is fucked up. Now you got this lady who's 50 years old who needs $1,000. You're airing her whole life out. She's crying over $1,000. And this guy is like, yeah, I did. You know what I'm saying? There was this one guy that really pissed me off. I don't know if I'm conceptualizing this the right way, but it's like, I watch them because it does make me feel good. But at the same time, it's like, you're almost a piece of shit for that.
It depends on how they do it for me. As long as they don't do some weird shit, but I'm okay with recording it because I'm a firm believer. It spreads the,
that's a good argument, I guess. But also it's like,
I mean, I wouldn't pull my phone out if I'm about to give some money. If I have a team or whatever, but I'm not going to be like, oh, he just got flicked. That's crazy. But I'm not going to just be like, oh, here's some money. Here's my phone.
But now he's getting shot.
Damn.
Everybody's dead.
But if I'm going to give some money, I'm not going to make an effort, but I'm not mad if I just don't like when it's that person pulling your phone out. Even if you pay someone else to do it, it looks weird when you're like, so look, here you go.
This is what pissed me. This is what actually pissed me off. There's this guy who goes in and he just pays for people's groceries with his card. Slips his card in. But this motherfucker's wearing a duster, like a fucking like a Batman coat. Right? So look, he puts it in. He's paying for this guy's like apples. Okay. And he puts his card in. And he looks at him, he's like, it's taken care of. And then he flips slow motion, like Matrix with this, and then it plays like this benevolent music. And I'm like, I hope you die in a fire. Like that was the corniest shit I've ever seen. I don't even
corny, but it's like, I mean,
but that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's why I'm like, I'm not, it's like, you're definitely not you're not a piece of shit.
I was always thinking, what if it happened to me? I would be happy. It's like, okay, weirdo, but it's like, you
I understand.
But like, I see where you're coming from. I felt,
but it's like, it's right there on that line. It's right there on that line.
It is.
Right. Where it's like, and it's like, I'm not a believer that just because something benefits someone else doesn't mean it can't benefit you. There are people like that where they think like me doing something for you means that I can't get anything out of it, because if I get
like, what the
something out
fuck
of
is
it,
that?
yeah, that's the fundamental idea of business. But anyway, I do have to go now. I don't want to leave
let
my
me add
kid.
that to next week too. But yeah, with last thing just to leave you guys with, we're hiring. So
Yeah.
if you don't take anything out of this episode, if you're in the Metro Detroit area and you're a videographer, you're a photographer, a video editor, we are hiring hourly plus commissions and bonuses and all that good stuff. Open interviews will be Saturday from 10 to 5 p.m. Eastern time in Royal Oak. So if you're interested, please DM us if you have any questions. If not, just go to the link in our bio and apply. And I hope to see you Saturday. If I don't, I might see you on Zoom. My nigga Rose, man, leave us with something, man.
This is the fourth time I'm leaving it. Yeah, we do this every time.
We do this every time.
I'm too tired now. I'm exhausted. If you didn't get anything out of any of that, then I can't help you anymore.
Someone else he's getting super flicked.
Ooh, I can't. I'm so glad I'm going this way. I'm so glad
yeah.
we're witnessing this. Block's hot right now. Boys are out.
I've been speeding too much. That
doing a sweet
reminder. But appreciate you guys for watching. This is episode 4. I really hope this is episode 4. I'm about to send 1, 2, and 3 to the editor. 2 and 3 to the editor as we speak. So I hope that goes well. And this is actually 4.
Can I give you my cocaine in the car? Because I don't want to drive with it. Everyone's getting pulled.
Bro, I'm like, you're what? All right, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to the live, bro. I'm not even going, bro. Thank y'all for. Yeah, no.
You want me as a father to pick my kid up with all my cocaine in my car?
I didn't even think.
Why are you such a piece of shit?
I didn't even think about that, dude. Jesus Christ. I mean, they can put it under if one of them has a diaper, then you're good.
Yeah.
You know?
Hide the cocaine in the baby's diaper.
Oh my God. I think the cue should be our safe word is cocaine.
The summer's cold, this winter's colder.